Being a shorter guy can be a huge advantage. For example, when flying on a plane, I always have plenty of legroom. Hide and seek? Good luck finding me. But being not tall does present a few problems in life. It can be hard to see the stage at concerts. And when that cute girl at the library asks you for help getting her favorite book off the top shelf, you have to say, sure thing, even though you're not 100% sure if you can reach it. And of course, you realize that pretty much all shirt sleeves are too long for your arms. The problem is most clothes simply aren't designed for shorter men. They're designed for the average guy. And this is especially true for long sleeve button-up shirts like casual button-downs or dress shirts. If your shirt sleeves are too long, it totally ruins your look, even if the rest of your outfit is on point. Kind of gives you that kid wearing his dad's work clothes vibe. Now, I'm 5'6" with shoes on after yoga, so I am intimately familiar with this problem and its solutions. By the end of this video, you'll know how to prevent buying shirts with sleeves that are too long in the first place, and how to fix all the shirts that you already own. Let's talk first about preventing the problem because, as the old saying goes, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. There are two ways to avoid sleeves that are too long. One, you can buy custom shirts, and two, you can buy from very specific brands. Let's look at each option in more detail. Going custom can be a great option, and these days, you can get a custom shirt for as little as like $50, which is amazing. With made-to-order shirts, you can customize nearly everything, from the fabric to the collar style and even the types of buttons. But the biggest benefit of custom is the fit. You can customize the length and the width of the shirt, and of course, the sleeve length. I've tried many custom menswear brands, from the mainstays like Indochino and Suit Supply to more obscure, higher end brands like Lanyeti and Allen David. When I ran my blog, I would review these brands all the time, so I've gone through the made to measure process countless times. It's a tricky process. It often results in an ill-fitting shirt. This is especially true if it's your first time going custom or just your first time working with a new brand. It just takes a while to really dial in your fit, and a lot of guys will just give up frustrated because it wasn't as easy as these brands said it was going to be. I mean, many of these online made-to-measure shirt brands say that they can create a perfectly fitting garment just from a couple of selfies or just from going through a questionnaire. And in my experience, this almost never works. Custom also takes a long time, like 3 to 6 weeks to get your shirt made and delivered to your door. So the bottom line is going custom can be a great option for anybody who needs shorter sleeves, but it's not the easiest or most convenient option, and you need to keep your expectations realistic. If possible, I always recommend getting measured in person by a professional, so going to a local custom tailor or shopping with one of the brands that has retail locations like Suit Supply. This is almost always better than measuring yourself or relying on a finicky algorithm. Luckily, there's another option that I think is even better. These days, shorter guys or guys with shorter arms have the option to buy from specialty brands that make clothes specifically for shorter men. My go-to brand for this is Ash & Erie. They make all kinds of clothes, including dress shirts and casual button-ups, all of which have sleeves that fit me perfectly. Fun fact, I actually backed Ash & Erie's fundraising campaign on Indiegogo back in 2015. So it's kind of cool that 9 years later, they're supporting me by sponsoring this video. Ash & Erie is one of the most represented brands in my wardrobe. And what I mean by that is when I'm putting together an outfit on any given day, there's a very good chance that at least one item is from Ash & Erie. And it's not just button-up shirts. I'm talking about t-shirts, pants, shorts, and outerwear. It all fits me really well right out of the box, much better than anything that I'd find at the mall or a department store. And of course, their casual button-ups and dress shirts have shorter sleeve lengths that are designed to fit and flatter guys like me without any tailoring. So if you don't want to spend extra time and money getting your clothes tailored and you don't want to go custom, I highly recommend checking out Ash & Erie. Go over to ashanderie.com or check the link in the description. I will link to this exact shirt and I'll include any exclusive promo codes. Okay, so we talked about preventing sleeves that are too long on new shirts that you might buy, but what about all the shirts that you already own? You probably have a few shirts in your closet that look pretty good, except for the fact that the sleeves are too long. Here are 5 ways to deal with that, and yes, I am saving the best for last. Number 1, wear another layer. Now this isn't rocket science and you're probably already doing it. Just wear a jacket or a sweater over your button-up. This extra layer will hide the excess length of your sleeves. This works better in cooler seasons, but it can work in spring or summer as long as you use lightweight, breathable layers. So think like a linen sport coat, not like a heavy wool blazer, or a lightweight cotton pullover versus like a wool cashmere sweater. Like this outfit. Are my sleeves too long? No one will ever know. Just keep in mind that layer might come off at some point. Like if you're at a wedding, you're probably gonna take your jacket off, so your cover up will be exposed. So just keep that in mind. Another obvious way to fix sleeves that are too long is just to roll them up. I actually did a whole video about how to roll your sleeves up, all the various methods you can try, so you can go check that out. But I usually like the kind of forearm roll, where you roll the sleeve up around like mid forearm, just about like that. It's casual, it's comfortable, kind of has that Jim Halpert from The Office vibe. I actually really like the sleeves rolled up look, so even when my sleeves aren't too long, like on this shirt, I'll still roll them up just for the effect. Also, from what I understand, rolling your sleeves up like this is the male equivalent of wearing a short skirt. Number 3 is the faux French cuff. So if your sleeves are very long, like a whole cuff length past your wrist, you can try this. You simply roll your sleeves once, then you button them in reverse or invertedly to create a kind of fake French cuff. This works best when you're wearing your shirt under a sport coat or a blazer or a suit coat because it's kind of obvious, but under a jacket, it really does look like a French cuff. By the way, you can do this with outerwear too. It's not the best permanent solution, but it does work. Like for this jacket, the sleeves are about 1 cuff length too long. It's a little easier to do when you're not wearing the jacket. And it's not a perfect solution. It can result in the cuffs being a little tight, but it works in a pinch. Number 4, try sleeve garters. Now this isn't for everybody, but I think some guys would really like it. Sleeve garters are an old school accessory that you really don't see much anymore. They were popularized in the late 1800s when men's dress shirts were mostly made with 1 extra long sleeve length. This is like when shirts were just beginning to be mass manufactured, and guys needed a way to customize their sleeve length and prevent their cuffs from getting dirty. Keep in mind, this is back when men would wear button-up shirts all the time, even for like factory work and cowboy stuff. Sleeve garters sort of squeeze your sleeves around the bicep. They shorten your sleeve to whatever length you want. And that's kind of nice because you can choose the exact length as needed. So like if you have a jacket that has slightly longer sleeves, you can just adjust the garter to make your sleeves a little longer. Sleeve garters sort of remind me of like speakeasy bartenders or old school poker dealers, and not necessarily in a bad way. These days, of course, they're not common, so if you wear these, you're gonna get some attention. Obviously, you might have a jacket on, in which case they'll be invisible, just like underwear, but when your jacket comes off, people are gonna notice. If you do wear sleeve garters, I recommend not pairing them with other kind of old school accessories like suspenders or fedoras. It's very easy to slide into Peaky Blinders cosplay territory, which is great for Halloween, but maybe not Wednesday morning staff meetings. Number 5, last but not least, get your shirts tailored. This is the best way to deal with sleeves that are too long on shirts that you already own. Simply go to the tailor, have your sleeves shortened to the exact right length, and then they'll fit you perfectly forever. I swear, tailoring is like a secret weapon of guys who dress really well. And every time I go to the tailor, I only see women there, so I still feel like most guys just don't get their clothes tailored. I'm at the tailor somewhat regularly. I'm getting pants hemmed and sleeves shortened and shirts taken in. Sure, not all of my clothes need it. My Ash and Erie shirts don't need any adjustments, but I don't want to be limited to just one brand. Getting your sleeves shortened is going to cost you anywhere from $10 to $25 depending on where you live, but it's totally worth it for shirts that you already own because it's cheaper than buying a new shirt. So this is actually a frugal and environmentally friendly solution because you're not buying anything new and you're not throwing anything away. Pro tip, if you're getting a dress shirt tailored that you're going to wear with like a blazer or a sport coat or a suit, be sure to bring a jacket to the tailor and try it on as they're pinning you up, because that way you can make sure that the sleeves are the perfect length to wear under a jacket. You know, you want a tiny bit of that sleeve cuff showing beyond the jacket sleeve, maybe a 1/4 inch. Oh, and if your sleeves are also too wide or too baggy, you can also get that fixed during that same trip to the tailor. Just ask for your sleeves to be taken in, the tailor will know what that means, and they'll do both alterations at the same time. So, when it comes to buying new shirts, I recommend avoiding buying shirts with sleeves that are too long by either going custom or, even better, shopping with specialty brands like Ash and Erie. For the shirts you already own, I recommend getting them tailored. If you need a quick fix, just roll up the sleeves or throw on an outer layer. That's it for today. If you have any other tricks up your overly long sleeves, please drop them down in the comment section. Thank you as always for watching, and until next time, stay stylish.